Hello everyone. So, not going to be able to share very easily that I'm live. Hopefully, at least for a little bit. Hopefully people get the word. Because I need to go get come on, a kid from the doctor. We should have the event going on. Okay, call her and check. Okay. Okay, I'm getting ready to go in right now. Yeah, so the spotlight event should be going on right now. It must just be that they don't have anything actually in, and it's just going to show up. So, we are headed into town, which is why I can't really share very well, but I'm live. So hopefully people get the word. Once we have someone with us, then we can see about it. So, turn on the fan because it's really hot. I think what we're going to have to do is hang it by near the air conditioner, and at least until the car cools down. So, what we're doing is I have a son who needs to go see the doctor and get a doctor's note and whatever, but he's too busy to dare drive or anything. And so we're gonna go kind of rescue him. I looked and they weren't there. Someone's behind me now that wasn't there just a few seconds ago. So that's why I said I looked and they weren't there. Talking to him also. Brett, I'm driving. He's gonna get ignored until I can get to where we're going. Because he even knows I'm driving. Me why I would like to have a pair of headphones. Not so I could necessarily answer his call, but I'm pretty sure that the wind sounds are not the most pleasant sound for you guys right now. But with the air conditioner on full blast, it makes those sounds, and it's hot enough out that if I don't have the air conditioner on, the phone might overheat. Well, not now. Obviously, it's not that hot outside. It's only 87 outside right now. So that shouldn't be that bad for the phone. The phone should be able to handle that. But inside the car, because my son's been using it and obviously had rolled the windows completely up to where, all the way up. In my car, once the windows are up, there's no airflow. Like, absolutely none. Nothing. It takes, you can park it in the middle of winter when it's dropping below zero, having had it just warm in the vehicle, not hot, warm, to maybe even a little cool. Come out the next morning, park it at like 8 or 9, come out, and it's sometimes it'll have frost on the windows, sometimes it won't. In other words, it doesn't always cool down even at -0 all the way in like 8 hours. If you get it cool enough in the vehicle and have the windows all the way up, it will stay cool for a long time also. So like once it's cold in the vehicle, it can take, with the heater on full blast, about half an hour before you can consider taking off your coat. So if the vehicle's been sitting there cooling, overnight or too long overnight or things, it can literally take me until I reach my kid's school before it's cool enough to consider taking off my coat. So I will say my kids wear their coat every day when it's cold outside. But it also means like right now it's still hot in this vehicle. And I rolled down the back windows a bit to try and get the air to circulate and move back. So it's not as hot as it could be, but it's still hot. It's cooling down now finally. just a normal day, but with certain spawns are more common. And if you go in the fortress, you have guaranteed drops in certain rooms. That's what it appears to me, but no promises. Okay, let's get my phone off and call it. Grab that while we're at it. Okay, now we can play. Thanks for the alert, Kid Kazma. And now we can actually share too to my other Discords. I totally get it, Kid Kazma. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Okay, couple of things. One thing Brett wanted me to bring up, and I'm going to bring up something to think about too. Brett sure the notes for yesterday. And if they want to stay on Monday, for as long as they want to stay. Right? Second, they looking to, I don't know, if something about your EDS is causing you to hydrate the image, hydrated, or
had trouble with her until we found out he has a permit beside that makes
I
sense.
left. I mentioned the one reason why I didn't feel safe. I've been hot and cold for the past 2 days. I've had massive high grade that when I swallow it hurts and it hits my head. I've got a stuffy nose.
I hope you don't have to go to the And yes, people have gotten COVID with the shot. And the one that they're saying is out now, the D variant, the shot doesn't protect against as well, is also, it manifests with a sore throat. Not that it would necessarily surprise me. It's not like I have never heard of that before. I just hope if it is that I don't come down with it. Because we don't need a repeat of just over a year ago.
Sorry, I didn't know James. Just generally.
No, I'm not complaining. I mean, no, I'm just saying in general we don't need a repeat of a year. I'm not blaming you. I'm grateful to be able to help you. You are my son. I care about you. If you were at home, I would be taking you even knowing the risk. You know, knowing you need to get in. I'm just saying I hope it isn't, or if it is, I like to help. Does that make sense? I mean, okay, if I had realized I might have put the mask on before you got in the vehicle, but at the same time I've been around you already in the past few days, so I'd already be at risk, so don't think you want to wear one of mine. Huh? That's what I said. If you want to wear one of mine, go ahead, otherwise. And they'll switch you off for a medical one as soon as you get in. Or you can just walk in and call it wear it. But then when you get in, you get hanged up. Oh, do you have respiratory symptoms? If so, call from your car.
I've had the cough I've had for years
But you
now.
said your nasal sinuses are so 7165446. It's on the second sign over, the blue sign that's against the wall, 7165446.
Hi. So I got sick. I don't know exactly with what. But we saw the sign out here that says to call if there are respiratory factors, and so we figured we'd be safe. I've had it for all of yesterday and all of today so far. I've had a stuffy nose, lightheadedness off and on, sore throat. When I swallow, sometimes it spreads into my head. I've got a headache. I've been going hot and cold, and that's it. I've had
The cough's been a year.
I've had the cough. I've had a cough for about a year and a half now, so that isn't going to be caused by this.
Well, we can't use the cough to determine.
Yeah. Thursday evening, I was doing stuff at about 7 or 8. I went into my room, and suddenly I was just freezing cold. Woke up the next morning and I was just floored. 435-754-8336. Stephen Alleman, 1229 of 97. No. I haven't taken my temperature. I don't have something to take my temperature with. Yes, I have had chills. Yeah. 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 Okay. Bye.
She said to wait in the car?
Someone will be out to get me.
Okay. If this person behind me gets mad, I don't care. We're following protocol.
Yesterday I actually hoped that somehow it was actually just the wildfires, because I know that to some degree I don't have the best lungs anyways, obviously. So I was hoping that somehow it was just I got attacked by the wildfires. And that's why my cough was so bad that 2 days ago, which would have made sense. But then,
Oh, your cough is increased?
well, 2 days ago I know it was a little bit worse than normal.
That's not a good sign.
I mean, yesterday and today it's gone back to what it had
Mm.
been. So,
Mhm. Oh, sorry, staff. You don't see anything. Can you check Twitch and see if I'm on? Or see what's going on? It should be fine, but... Oh, there she is.
Hey, Steven?
yeah.
Hey, can you verify name and birthday for me, please?
12/29/97.
Oh, it's fine now, she said. Thank you, staff.
Do I need to grab this mask?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, call and let me know.
Gonna go in and then hang a quick right when we get in.
So I don't know if you picked that up, but I have a son not feeling good. And he didn't realize he had almost all the symptoms of the new variant of COVID. And I took him in just thinking it was going to be a regular cold, but knowing he needed a note for work. And it appears that they're worried about it too. So I have been around him in the past few days anyway. So I'm not worried about the fact that I wasn't wearing a mask. More if he comes down with it, I'm going to assume that I need to cancel everything for a couple weeks. And that we're all going to be quarantining. And at the same time, if that's the case, it probably means that on top of it all, the risks of me coming down with it are pretty high again. Which I don't like the fact of, because we literally just got me back on top of everything most of the way, but we'll have to see what happens. I wonder if when you couldn't see is because I was driving with Steven, taking him to the doctor, and the phone flipped such that the screen couldn't be seen. That to me would make sense. If so, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to pick up the phone while I'm driving. If it is COVID with Steven, we're going to have to then call up the doctor's or the pharmacy Monday and see if they can bring everything out to us. And if we can just give them our credit card number over the phone, because Mindy needs her prescriptions. They tried to get them yesterday and they were closed. Mindy needs her prescriptions and Brett needs more test strips. So But if it is COVID, Brett's gonna be ordered to stay home from work, and we'll have to turn. I think we'll have to turn in vacation for it, or FMLA. I'm not sure. I can't remember which one. I think they changed it to where you don't get paid for it. When he was out, you did, but then they changed it. Which is even harder because, yeah. It's a drive up that I'm looking for, so a drive through. So I'm not worried about spreading it. Wouldn't necessarily surprise me, though, I'm going to be honest, because rates in Utah are skyrocketing again. And I had a friend who, she got her immunization with the teachers because she's a regular sub, and she came down with it after having got the immunization. She has a strong immune system, so knowing that ours is slightly weaker to a lot weaker, may say that, yeah. Based on my experiences last time I got COVID, if I don't get on Monday, you guys will understand why. Just know that I got hit, and I will be on as soon as I can, but number 11. Let's go a medium with, do you have Gatorade or? So everything except for white and blue. I don't want the red. What else do you have? solid line. I think that'll be it. Medium. Thank you. I'm looking at this vehicle in front of me. Get in, sit down, shut up, and hang on. Okay, we're going to be here for a little while. Yeah, hope it's the smoke, but the way he's talking about his sore throat and everything, I'm not so sure. Just because he is, yeah. But of course, I guess wildfires could do that too, but he's also, so he's really dizzy, he's got a headache, he's got a sore throat, which it could be the wildfires combined with him working more than he's used to, so he dehydrated. I get that could cause both of them, cause the symptoms, but the risk of it being together, you know, it just, yeah. It's one of those we'll see what happens things. So I'll look at my phone again in just a minute. Once I can get somewhere where I can stop for a little while. I will say, before I got my medication, there's no way I could have done this. Which I feel is proof that the medication's working, because regular people can't. But if I had gone, but for me to drive as soon as I woke up before, meant I was driving on fasting blood sugar, and where last time I ate, yeah, it was about 12 hours ago, I would be really lightheaded and everything and having issues. So the fact that I'm not is part of the proof of the benefits of getting on the right medication. gonna park in our mall parking lot for a minute. So that I can talk to you guys and hurry and eat. I figured I better turn the sound on. think what I'll do is I'll catch this one, and if no one else shows up, since it's been a while since it looks like stuff got off. I'll see who we can raid. Oh, you're here. Okay, no, if you're, as long as you're here, I will keep playing. I just didn't think you were. I thought you'd ended up with something else. I'm glad you're coloring. For the fact that I know that that's relaxing for you. And you definitely deserve it. Kid Kazma must have jumped off. Since it's you, I'm gonna call Brett. The reason I say next week or the week after is because you'd have to quarantine. Ah, come on, let me heart that. Okay. That is so pretty, Steph. Not something I would do to relax myself, but I'm not gonna say I couldn't do it. Oh, did you see? What I did yesterday? That's cool. Pokemon Unite, I haven't heard about that one. Or you mean all the Pokemon events that they're coming up with? Yep, I even have Amy on Luna, or whether you want to say on Luna's house, that Amy drew it, or I mean that Luna drew it on Amy's, Luna drew it on Luna's house, or if you want to say that Amy is at Luna's house, either way. Okay, so it's on the Switch. I will need to see about downloading it, but honestly, I think my kids will like it more than me. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I will see. My thing is just I'm kind of getting overwhelmed. I'll be honest. I have a number of games I want to play. But I also have my books that I need to work on, my other books that I really kind of want to. I have some drawings I want to get done. I have just a lot of things to do. Well, if I can see that could be fun. I think I've actually seen people playing it. Another thing is, if I come down with whatever Steven has, that's gonna screw me over for a little bit. No matter what it is, whatever it is, it's gonna mess me up for a little bit. Okay, I will at least keep that. Then if I decide to get on and play, I have it. they are doing a quick test for COVID. They're probably also checking for strep because he says when he swallows, yeah, it's kind of hard to swallow is what I understand. So, and I don't even want to go into my experiences with strep. I will say it hit the point one day when at one point where if any of my kids were diagnosed with strep, I got an automatic prescription. They didn't even check me or anything. They just gave me a prescription because basically I'd come down with it. If they had it, I was going to get it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And when they were younger, that was really interesting. Because I had 2 kids that could handle penicillin. And they had deemed me so allergic that there was concern if I got just a little bit. So literally I would have to wash my hands, give them the medicine, wash off the bottle, wash my hand, wash the syringe, wash my hands, all of that immediately. So it was until they were old enough to administer their own medication with me watching. It was kind of interesting. I was grateful when because Stephen was one of them that could handle the amoxicillin penicillins. So I was grateful when he was old enough to teach how to do it himself. Because also then he took over administering it to his sister too with me watching. Like we would have a special place in the fridge just for their medicine, and he would administer, or he'd pull it out under my, with me watching, keeping track, but pull it out, give it to her, everything. It's possible. It is possible it's their quality, I'm not going to say. The thing is that... Oh, that's so pretty, Steph. I mean, I know that's probably from the from the Pokemon United, but still, it's really pretty. It's possible, but the thing is, here's what has me worried. He's been working at JBS for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, cases are jumping again. Because this is just Cache County. So here's where I caught it. Is about this case. 22 cases. 16 cases on the 20th. 34 cases on the 22nd. So 2 days ago we had the same number of cases that were in the valley when I caught it. So that's why I'm not necessarily saying either way. Because he's been in work. Here's part of my concern. Other than when he stayed home yesterday, and I don't know, stayed home yesterday and today. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he was heading to work at 6 a.m., leaving work at about 3 to 4. He'd stop by our house for a little bit and then he'd go to his house. Where he stays is the basement of the house that's 90% underground. Like, I think 90%. It's very underground. Like, most of it, even the windows to get out, are very small. In the few rooms that have windows. So to have that, now he does have, it is easier to irritate his lungs. I will give you that. Just because something's been going on for 1.5 years with his lungs that we aren't able to figure out. But it's also a little bit less likely than if he was than otherwise. And if it isn't COVID, the other problem is then what's causing the migraine and the dizziness. It is possible he got dehydrated. I'm not gonna deny that. I hate to say it, but my experience of JBS has proven to me that you could get dehydrated working there. And if so, then he's super dehydrated when all the wildfires are going on. If so, they need to do things at work to counteract that. Oh, I see what you're saying, that it could be from he could have low oxygen because his lungs are already irritated. And then they get irritated more with the smoke. That could be. We'll have to wait and see, but that is a possibility. That would be an easy test for them to do, though, because they immediately, when you get in, they put you on the oxygen sensor. From my understanding, I know when I went in they did. And so, but at the same time, if he was having low oxygen levels, that would freak them out, and they might keep him for further tests. Of course, that might mean they come up with the solution for what's going on with his cough, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I'm going to go drive around a little bit since he hasn't called. And sitting here is getting a little bit hot. I will say I grabbed my drink, so I do have it. So even though that drink's gone that I got, that one, it honestly doesn't have near the electrolytes I usually need anyway. So now that's always sad to see. There's a ambulance that just pulled in from one of the surrounding counties, which means someone's having a really bad week. Basically, their smaller hospital wasn't able to take care of it, and they've been transferred to Logan Regional to try and get the care they need. Luckily, it didn't come in lights and sirens, so it means they're stable, just they need extra care, but still. It's never fun when you get sent away from your home hospital to a bigger hospital, no matter where you live. And this hospital does have a upgraded NICU. Yeah, NICU from when I had my kids. So it's possible it was a premature birth to the degree they can handle them here, but couldn't in a regular hospital. It could be a cardiac or a cancer. There's a few things like that, but that's never fun either. Nothing here. We'll go after this and then oh, 26. I thought we needed more than that, or that we had more than that, so we're good for a little bit. Well, we will do one thing. We're probably gonna get the pork cheese pop, or get some pork cheese pop. That might give me some more. Actually, I probably should check and make sure we're walking one. Not that I popped one and no one
thought to mention it to me. Right here by the hospital, they have a COVID vaccine clinic going. But yeah, what's going on, Steph, with COVID is a new variant has come out. And from what I understand, the vaccine isn't giving as much protection against this variant as it does against most of the variants. And so right now in the U.S., a quarter of the cases that are being diagnosed are this new variant. And the other hard part about it is some of the more obvious symptoms, as they put it, the loss of taste, loss of smell, those things that people have been watching for, do not exist with this variant. This variant, it's sore throat, cough, fever, basically everything, very similar to a cold. And so people aren't necessarily going in to be tested because they, at least as early, because they think they've got the headache, which was why I was worried, because basically every symptom Stephen has, except for, there's the cough, but that one's hard to say, could be explained by the wildfires, but it could also be explained by COVID. And so, by the new COVID variant. And so it's really difficult to say yes or no, and so a lot of people they don't want to go in and find out they've got COVID and then be in quarantine and have however many in quarantine. So instead they put them all at risk. They put everyone at risk and don't go get tested and just go on with their lives. And that's actually what's going to what's going to make it. And I could see this starting to happen when COVID first came out, just because of the fit thrown about the way they were developing the vaccine, that it may become an endemic disease, which means that it's just something that the population gets, and there's really not anything that can be done because it changes and mutates too much to prevent people catching the disease. And sadly, so many people think it's nothing to worry about, that they're not concerned about it. Because, well, it's not that severe. It hasn't killed as many people. It's not, I don't know that very many, or I don't know any that have had severe symptoms. So I'm not worried about it until they know someone has got it. But obviously it's taking a long time for that to change enough people's opinions that we can actually have enough people vaccinated to protect the population from those who aren't vaccinated.
And I will say it's frustrating for those of us who know we're at risk because of it. Hi, Crafting with Ray. I'm parked in the shade somewhere now, so I can sit here for a little while. Okay. Sounds good, Ray. I'll try to remember that. Yes, it's very frustrating stuff. I wish people would realize, I mean, I hate just... Why do people have to personally know someone who has it really bad to realize that it's dangerous? But oh well. And I think the key is the fact that it is said it's not as dangerous for, you know, that there are those at higher risk, and so they think, oh, so the higher risk group should be the only ones doing things to overcome it. Not realizing no matter what the higher risk group does, if the lower risk groups don't help, it won't help the higher risk. The higher risk groups can't stop it. And I've even heard some, well, then if you're higher risk, you should just always stay home. And it's like, how do we do that? You know, because many of those same people are also saying, but we don't want to support anyone or things like that, and it's frustrating. So you want us to stay home, not go to work, anything else, not let our family go to work, things like that. But then you won't do anything to make it so that we can live while that's going on. And they don't realize how hypocritical they are with it. And Ray, I'm doing okay. My son, what we're talking about is my son has a headache, or has a migraine, a sore throat, a fever, a stuffy nose, and who knows what else. And so there's questions, does he have COVID or does he just have a cold? And what we're doing right now is we're driving around, playing a bit, and waiting for him to get out of the ER to find out from there what's going on. Because we're his ride, he was too dizzy to drive. Oh, that's the other thing, he's really dizzy. So it could be that he's got the wildfires are causing low oxygen levels and irritating his throat and his lungs and everything. Or it could be that he's come down with a regular cold or something, or he has COVID, and we don't know which one. See what dinner plans are. Oh, okay. That's something I can look at later. I agree, Steph, that they're self-absorbed jerks, but I don't know what we can do. Sounds good to me, Ray. I put it there because I knew it would be helpful to people to know. And the more people that know, the better. So go for it. I also have another one that you might enjoy. Just a minute. That you might, this one I got the idea. That might be fun stuff, but I don't know how it would do that. Think that's it. Okay, why isn't it pulling it up? Of course, I have to say I don't think Elon Musk's spaceship could take as many people as are pulling that. I'm wondering if it's just not liking that I'm saying it from Omelette and not from my home computer. So remind me, Ray, to show you my safety message on or next time I'm on my home computer when I'm doing a writing or a drawing stream. Let's actually go look at the plan or at what's going on next week. I know it's Brilliant event starts again Monday. It looks like we might be able to go through this really fast. So what I need to do is I need to have one set to finish up about 1:15, about 1:15 to 1:30 or something, basically, so that I cast the master note and it finishes, and then oh, I spelled it wrong. Thank you, Steph. So there's the safety thing. So if you want to go through the Brilliant event as fast as possible, have one potion finishing a little while after you start, but such that if you cast the Brilliant event, or if you cast the Master Note, it will finish it. So you can cast it and then cast on the next one immediately, so you can get two pretty quickly. The Trace Tonic you won't be able to do anything about. The other thing you'll want to do is have a bunch of things ready to place so that you can get your Wizarding XP really quickly. Then you'll just have to worry about enough traces to get your Bombarda and to get your XP from traces. And also once you max out your boundables from the event, don't go into place, just close the game, so that you have, when you get to the one where you need 5 rune stones from traces, you immediately get all 5 rune stones. I may need to check the spelling on that command, since either I am consistently spelling it wrong, which I may need to put the command in both ways, or yeah, which may be the smartest idea anyway. And that safety thing idea, I actually stole from another streamer who was having problems on her channel, to the point where some people were not coming in to watch her streams because they didn't feel comfortable with one of the viewers. So I am going to hook that up by the air conditioner because the phone's getting a little bit hot, and we're going to drive around a little bit more. Oh, I needed to check and make sure we have a port key going. We don't. No wonder one hasn't popped. I guess there is a Pokemon Unite game that's available for the Switch right now and will be available for mobile in a few months. Steph was telling me about it and said she has really enjoyed playing it. So it's up, so it might be something fun. From what I understood, she said it's free for the Switch. So if you're interested, I'm not saying you need to, just throwing out a game that might be fun. For you, whether it's to stream or just to know about and play on your own. And how's your book coming along, Ray? I will check when we get somewhere to park again, but I just figured I can ask right now while I'm driving, and yeah. I hope my ideas and watching me ride on my stream may have helped you feel a little bit better about your book and given you some ideas on what you can do. Also, I know you said you can't wake up in time to watch Ryder Greg to catch his live streams, but you could always go back and watch the VODs, video on demands or whatever, so just watch him from his channel and see a lot of his support and whatever, and you could join that Discord. Even if you never catch him live, you could join the Discord. And there's a lot of people on there willing to help. We actually recently had someone trying to describe a landscape, and there were a few of us that went, what you're saying doesn't make sense with the way things usually happen. And so we tried to help her find a way to, and she explained what she liked about it, and we tried to help her find a way to get what she wanted, but have it make sense scientifically. And her latest, what she shared later on, her latest share of it, was actually pretty amazing, because it she had, and I don't think it was amazing just because she used our ideas, but what she did was she took our ideas and then she was able to use that to make it sound like, okay, this is something that would definitely work. And so, and it really, just the whole landscape and everything she came up with sounds, with taking into account what was shared with her, I will say, but still, it sounded amazing. Sounds cool, Ray. I will say I'm looking forward to being able to read it when it's done and you're happy with it. Like being able to read not just the version that I can read right now, but the version that you feel really good about. That where you're not saying, I don't know about this and whatever else, but where you're saying, hey, I really like what's happening now. And I really like the way it's reading and everything. And my feeling is once you've got, part of the reason I stopped where I did and I haven't added anything else yet, is my thinking is once you've done a couple pages of edits with my suggestions, then you can take those suggestions, what you've learned from the suggestions, and try some more. You know, go through what hasn't been rewritten to see what you can use from what I did rewrite. Take that same idea and rewrite. What do you need the most, Steph? Ingredients. Okay, just a minute and I'll send you an ingredient. Well, you should know you get the best from me that I can. Hopefully that ends up something that helps you. Perfect. You know, all you need to do is let me know that you've opened your gift and what you want, and you'll get it, staff. Or you should know that. Oh, don't worry about it, Steph. I honestly, a lot of the times, I'm sitting there, what do I open? Because really, if you happen across a potent ingredient or a potent one, then that's great. But otherwise, don't feel obligated, because honestly, half the time my ingredients and my spell energy are so full that I can't do anything. I can't open those gifts anyway, and that's why many times I forget to look at my gifts and giftings for a while, because I can't open anything. I'm surprised Stephen hasn't at least called to update yet, but tells me they're worried. Because we dropped him off over an hour ago. And I would think that they at least have come back with some results already to tell him. Either they found something else, they can't figure out what's going on, and they're worried about his oxygen levels. They found out he was dehydrated, and they've got him on a drip, which I hate to say it with him. If they've had to do that, might have taken half an hour to an hour to get him to calm down enough to do it. Maybe he freaked out and they had to give him something to calm him down, and at the same time decided to try to see if they could rehydrate him without having to put him on a drip, but that would take longer to be able to do. If they had to draw blood, if they felt they had to draw blood, that may have been an issue too. The problem with a son who is deathly terrified of needles. But I knew I couldn't go in with him. He's too old. So it's just something he's going to have to deal with, and they're going to have to deal with the facts of it. I worked with him for years trying to help him get over that fear. Not like taking him into the doctor and forcing him to have to get a shot or different things like that. He was healthy most of his life, so he rarely went to the doctor, but the few times he had to, like when he had to have surgery on his ankle, it was not pretty. Not at all. Actually, he was a teenager by then. And just the amount of freaking out he was doing, they were looking at me like, are you kidding? Why is he doing this? And I'm going, it's him. I have no real explanation other than he's just terrified to all get out of needles. And I have done everything I can, which is kind of funny. You get a guy, a teenage boy in the hospital, and usually all it takes is a pretty nurse or something like that in a lot of people's minds, and they'll act all macho. Well, let's just say even them attempting to do that with him did not help. And he's not afraid to admit it. I may text him and see. Wrong one. Sorry about the dizzy effect for a minute that happened there. Oh, and so you guys know, if you didn't hear earlier, I am getting Mindy and David to look at headphones with a mic that I can, so that I can connect them both have them on while I'm a little bit too close to the curb, while I'm playing Wizards Unite and while I'm playing Wizards Unite and while I'm, what do you call it, on the PC. I pulled out, I was just too close to the edge, and so when I turned, obviously that gutter has a lot lower dip than anywhere else. Park that's a little ways away. I'll stop there and check and we'll go from there. I would get out and walk, but the last time I did that I screwed everything up, and where I'm driving for this long, I mean, I can feel that just the heat on the seat is risking my muscles being too loose. Like, my muscles are having to fight a lot to try and be able to stay, maintain the strength they need to keep working. So they're wearing out faster. But there's not much I can do. Even if I wasn't streaming with you guys, I would be here in town. So that would be a danger either way, so I'm not worried about that. And I would stay in town so that Stephen doesn't have to be in the hospital any longer than he has to be. Steph, I have a question. What type of songs do you like? Just curious. And what about your daughter also, Sam? People around here sometimes. I'm looking at this sign in front of me and it says, jumping the gates, the fence when gates are locked, constitutes trespassing. And it's like, okay, you mean there's people who have actually tried to claim they weren't trespassing even though they jumped the gates? Okay, we will see you later, Steph. If you got it, because I understand you need to go take care of kids. Just if you're still here and you get a chance, or you hear this, let me know. Your favorite music and your daughter's favorite music. Types of music, and I will also message you in case you didn't hear. Okay, no message from Steven, but I think what I may do is we'll get what's here and I may let you guys go. Let's go support Tammy V. And I will see you hopefully Monday.